I'm Nurta Judy, coming to you live from our nation's capital in the land that claims to be free. We're here for the March for Gaza, and one of the slogans uses the word free itself. I am referring to the slogan of Free Palestine, a slogan that creates really intense feelings in people from all over the world. And so I want to ask the people, what do they believe it actually means to be free?
Freedom is not necessarily the sense of a lack of struggle. I feel like all of us will go through struggle as human beings.
Yeah.
But the difference is that some of us have our hands tied behind our back by virtue of systemic oppression. And for me, freedom means removing that systemic oppression so that we all get to engage with the struggles of life and of living as human beings, in an equal footing. Like, obviously, being South African, we know particularly about the need to end apartheid wherever it shows its face.
I think being free is about being able to move where you want to.
To be able to move!
To have basic human rights, to live in peace, with tranquility.
The right to pursuit to happiness.
Being able to protest when you face injustice. Lived in my Jerusalem my whole life, and I saw a city that is divided into two. Half of the city have more right than the other half. This cannot continue.
Lately, I've been thinking a lot about what it means not to be free.
I was there. Everything was shut down. Everybody was no food, no water, and everybody was crying in the streets. Be free, at least to get food, to get medical help, freedom for the children to go to school.
When we're talking about the Palestinian cause, we're always talking about the dignity of human life and the fact that people are being murdered and killed. And I think that in a free society, I should be able to say that without feeling like there will be repercussions. We talk about do no harm. I want to honor the Hippocratic Oath.
What do you believe it actually means to be free?
To be free, you need the right to self-determination. You should never have to worry about where you're going to find food or water next.
So everyone can live their childhood. To live without, having fear.
My parents are from Algeria, and I grew up listening to stories of my grandmother and her life under occupation. And when I think about celebrating Algerian independence or the independence of any country that's been colonized, it's celebrated. The freedom is celebrated, something that's sought after. And yet with the Palestinian cause, we're seeing the same exact things on a greater scale directly to our phones. And for some reason, that's a question of why they should have freedom. And there's such cognitive dissonance with our society that freedom and liberation is for everyone except for Palestinians. It is not a right that Palestinians have, and it's something that people fear for some reason. And especially as a medical student, we're taught so many things in our classes about ethics, about how healthcare is a right, how it's your job as a healthcare provider to not only treat the physiological illnesses, but to look at the social determinants and the things in their lives that affects their health. If our medical institutions are not willing to look at a genocide in the face and say this is wrong, that bombing a hospital and that targeting our colleagues is wrong, does that mean that everything they're teaching us is all theoretical?